Hi everyone, it's Jane the Paris Asian girl. I hope you're all doing well. I know I haven't been posting in English for a little while. I hope you didn't miss me too much. Today I want to talk to you about what to do on a sunny day in Paris. Actually, I meant to do a series of these kind of videos during springtime, but I didn't manage to find the time to do it. So since it's still sunny outside, I mean, depending on the days, obviously, it's still summer, I thought that it would be still relevant. So what to do on a sunny day in Paris. Of course, I'm going to talk about the Bois de Vincennes, which is a park in Paris, located on the southeast region of Paris. It's the biggest green space in Paris. It's even bigger than its counterpart, the Bois de Boulogne, which is located on the west side of Paris. And the environment is so beautiful. I don't know, it's like the perfect place to either go for a run, like doing a little cardio, or to have a picnic with your friends, your fiance or your boyfriend or your girlfriend, either way. An activity that I really enjoy doing in the Bois de Vincennes is to rent a boat. So you can row your boat in one of the lakes of the Bois de Vincennes, and it's quite cute actually because each boat has its own name and it's very peaceful, it's very quiet. In comparison to Central Park in New York, which is 3.41 square kilometer, Le Bois de Vincennes is 9.95 square kilometer. You can also explore the Bois de Vincennes by bike, boat, or pony for the children, and there are marked trails for hiking in the woods. The longest is a 13-kilometer loop, or you can also go for the 5-kilometer trails. In the Bois de Vincennes, there are a total of 4 lakes, or lacs in French, the Lac de Ménil being the biggest. Next to this lake, you can also find a pagoda, La Pagode de Vincennes, and a Buddhist Tibetan temple, both at the same site. Within the territory of the Bois de Vincennes, there is also Le Parc Floral, which is a botanical garden, the Zoo de Vincennes, which is a zoo, La Cartoucherie de Vincennes, which is a theater and performing arts center, l'Hippodrome de Vincennes for horse racing, the Foire du Trône, which is the oldest fun fair in France that settles in spring on April and May. And the list goes on. There are so many more things to discover in the Bois de Vincennes. I also wanted to talk about a bike guided tour in Paris, which is by the company Paris Charms and Secrets. They actually host 2 tours during the daytime. One is in the morning at 9:30 or 8:30 on Sundays, and the other one is on the afternoons at 2:30 p.m. They also have a Paris by Night tour, which is obviously during the evenings. So this tour is 4 hours long if it's during daytime and 3 hours long if it's during the evenings. I recommend this tour not only because I've tested it, obviously, but because I actually have done other bike tours, not in Paris, but in other capitals around Europe, for instance. The thing about the tour in Paris which really stood out to me is the passion of the guide, first, because he's really passionate about what he's talking to you about. He's done like 4 years of studies and research in the history field. Many of the anecdotes and many things that he talks about is based upon his years of research. So not only is he passionate about Paris, but he also conveys it in a very passionate way, so he's very funny to listen to. I have to say here, disclaimer, you are not going to see all of Paris because it would be impossible in like 4 hours. So you're mainly going to be around the central part of Paris, which is the Tuileries, the Louvre, also around the Seine River, les quais de Seine, and also around the Saint-Germain-des-Prés, Odéon kind of neighborhood. And yeah, I don't want to spoil it for you, so I'm not going to tell too much about it. Another good thing about this tour is that you're riding electric bikes. And so it doesn't seem like anything, but actually it's really convenient. So it helps you riding up hills or down or flat, either ways. And you don't really feel like you're doing like 4 hours of biking. So it's really nice. You can really enjoy and relax if you're not that into fitness and sports, or if you're going with, I don't know, a person who is older and is not used to do physical activities, then there's no problem because it's really easy for all the family. Also, I'm going to talk about another place that's going to be really enjoyable on a sunny day in Paris, which is one of the most famous, I think, cemetery in the world, the Pere Lachaise cemetery. So, as you might know, there are a lot of celebrities, either French celebrities or foreign celebrities that are buried there. So of course you can visit it by yourself and you can have a map that helps you find your path in the cemetery, but I would recommend to do the Thierry Leroy guided tour, who is one of the most famous guides, I believe, in the Pere Lachaise cemetery, because I think he's been there for like over 20 years. And he's a very funny guy. He's a kind of character in itself. He always has this beige outfit and this hat, so he kind of looks like Indiana Jones in a way. And he talks about his guided tours as safaris. So he does the Pere Lachaise, but he also does other famous cemeteries guided tours in Paris, like the Cimetière de Montparnasse, for instance. He's kind of an actor, so he's a funny guy, like an eccentric type of character. He's also passionate about what he's talking about, obviously. It's really enjoyable to follow him in the cemetery. There's a meeting point every day at 2:30 p.m. I believe. I'll put all the info down below. So there can be many people following him, sometimes up to, I don't know, like 50 people, but he knows who is with him and who is not. And it's quite funny to see that, actually, because when you go at the meeting point, so he takes the money and he gives you a ticket and he kind of remembers you. Of course, he doesn't remember like each and everyone's names, but he knows, he scans your face or something, and so he recognizes you during the whole tour. And sometimes when there are other people who hadn't booked the tour and they try to sneak into the tour, then he spots them like immediately and he tells something fun so that they can understand that, well, they haven't paid for the tour, so maybe they can let us some space. You're going to see the tombs of many, of course, French celebrities such as Edith Piaf, or Balzac, or Chopin, but also Jim Morrison, which is like the most famous one, and other ones, but I'm going to insert some footage in here so you can see it a little bit more. Maybe you might feel a bit reluctant to go on a cemetery on a sunny day in Paris, but it's actually like a park and you have different moods depending on where you are in the cemetery. So some parts of the cemetery gives like a more English garden type of vibe, and some other parts are maybe more structured or more spacious, and either way it's very calming, it's very peaceful, and on sunny days it's very beautiful. I think that people might go there and have a picnic, and there are also benches to sit for you if you're tired, of course. So yeah, I mean, it's not the kind of places you would think to go on a sunny day, but actually it's a very nice place to go as well. Don't stop at just thinking that it's just a place where there are lots of tombs and dead people. It actually is really, really peaceful. So I hope you get to visit this place, and I highly recommend it. So that's it. That's it for my 3 recommendations of places to go in Paris on a sunny day. If you like this video, I have other suggestions, but today I wanted just to talk about 3 places and limit myself, because I know that in my other videos, which I talk about like, I don't know, 5 places, it might be a bit long for you, so I decided to cut it down. I hope you like the video. If you like it, maybe I do another one in the same theme, like a second episode. And of course, feel free to leave me any comment or suggestion about other videos you want to see. I know you've been requesting videos about restaurants in Paris, and I do have ideas for that, so stay tuned, and I hope I'm going to film other videos for you, but I need to accumulate footage about the places I go, and of course I'm not going like every day to the restaurant, so that's why it might take a bit longer, but rest assured, I'm preparing this for you. If you're in Paris during the holidays, I hope you'll appreciate our beautiful city, and if you're not, then I hope you're going to visit us soon, and talk to you soon. Thanks for watching. See you later. Bye.